Hi, welcome to the Masters of Business Analytics Bootcamp, where we're going to be discussing the introduction to programming and introductory concepts in R. My name is Dr. Nikhil Srinivasan, and I will be walking you through a variety of different topics uh, through a set of videos. The agenda in these sets of videos is to do the following. The first thing we will do is introduce ourselves to the R environment, and specifically the RStudio environment in which we will be writing our code. The next topic we will cover are some basic introductory programming concepts. The third topic we will cover is the language of R and using some of the features and functionality present in the R environment. So what is R? Well, R is a language for statistical computing and data analytics. It has been around for more than 20 years, and it is widely used in data analytics and graphics. There have been a variety of different versions of R, with the current version being version 4.0.2. R is an interpreted language rather than a compiled language, which means that it is executed as it is run, or it is translated into something that a computer understands as it is run. R is used for data analytics primarily because it is very powerful and can be extended through the use of packages. Think of packages as add-on modules that you can use in R based on any specific analysis or any specific purpose that one might have. For instance, if you are a financial analyst, you might have a package that provides features and functionality through the use of different functions that make your job easier and make the data analytics process easier for a financial analyst. If you are, for instance, an individual that does data modeling and building of econometric models, R can provide packages that make your job as a modeler easier, right? And so R is a very powerful language, specifically if you are working in the domain of data analytics. So what is RStudio? Well, RStudio is the IDE that we use to write our code. Take, for example, if we were to be writing a project report. There are lots of different ways that we can actually write a project report. You can pull up a typewriter and you can type your project out on a typewriter. You can open up a text editor and type out your project report in a text editor. You can use Pages, the Mac application to write your report. You can use Microsoft Word, another application to write your report. There are lots of different ways and interfaces that we can use to create reports. RStudio is just like one of these applications, but the purpose of RStudio is to write our code. It is an integrated development environment that allows us to write our code and execute our code and allows us to see the results of the execution of this R code. And so it provides a lot of features and functionality, some of which we will learn as we go through these different videos on R. The RStudio environment has a couple of different sections. It has a code editor where we actually write our code and create our scripts. It has a console that allows us to see the result of our execution of those instructions and scripts. It is a global environment that allows us to see the state of the things that we are doing on a computer in the computer's memory. So it allows us to examine the state of variables and data that might be part of our script. And it allows us to then inspect our local environment by allowing us to look at the different files, data files, script files, other files that we might have um, in our local computer. It allows us to also see the packages that we have installed and that we are using as part of our script, and any plots and graphics that we might want to actually display. And so the base R environment is fairly simple and straightforward. And what RStudio does is it takes a couple of features and makes this R environment richer and allows us at a glance to see different aspects of our process as we are writing and executing our code. Let us now jump into the installation of R and RStudio. How do you go ahead and install R? First of all, in your browser, go to the website www.r-project.org. Once you go to that website, you will see a screen, and in that web page, in that screen that you will be seeing, you will have a link that allows you to download R. And as you can see in this PowerPoint slide, you've got to click on the link to download R. There are a variety of different sites that'll show up that actually host images of R, and you can use any of those websites to download R. For instance, if you go to Zero Cloud, you can click on one of those two links that Zero Cloud has, and it'll provide you an option to download R for Linux, Mac, or Windows. Now, depending on your operating system, make sure you download the right package, right? Now, I had a Mac, and so I had the Mac version of the application downloading. And once you do that, once you download the R package, you can go through the installation process just using the defaults. And that should be perfectly fine. If there are any issues, please feel free to drop me a note, and I'd be more than happy to help you go through the installation process and walk you through it, you know, making sure that the environment is customized to you. So how do you go ahead and install RStudio? Well, we start by going to rstudio.com/products/RStudio. There are several different versions of RStudio, and we're going to be using RStudio Desktop that allows you to run RStudio on your local computer. Once you click on RStudio Desktop, you have the option to actually download and install several different editions of RStudio, and we want the open source edition of RStudio because it is free. Once you download it, you need to make sure that you have R installed a priori, and then you can download RStudio for your version and go through the installation process just using the default.